personally, I think I would go to workshop style. I would go around the table and ask people what you think. You could have a handout. This is complex. And just to have a PowerPoint and say, here's where we're at as a committee, let's open it up to the floor. I think we're going to set ourselves up as experts in that. No one here has an engineering degree, no one here is a hydrogeologist, and I think you risk doing that. But if you had some of the research or some of the information you talked about in handout form, you could do a PowerPoint saying, here's what our report is going to be based on, here's the 4 areas we've studied, here's what we've found. We'd like to hear from you, because I'm sure there will be people out there who would like to see the collection system going, and I think you need to hear from them. So that's just my suggestion. It worked very well in Port Franks. John cringes every time I say the Port Franks model, because I guess they've been doing it here for years, but I'm only familiar with Port Franks this year. But it worked very well, where people get to sit around the table and discuss the topic and make suggestions, and it's recorded. And each one of the people at this table could facilitate a group. I just think I would hate to see us appear to be. We're not an inquiry. We're not a commission. We're not an inquisition. I hate us to appear to be an authority on this. I'd like to hear from as many people as possible. When you get into the Q&A stuff, you're maybe lucky to hear from 6 or 7 in the course of the meeting. I'd like to hear from a lot of people as to how they feel about this. It's been a hugely divisive matter in this community. I'm still concerned about it when I see the number of properties for sale, and I hear from prospective buyers that are coming in that they're kind of worried about moving in here because they don't know if there's going to be sewers, or they don't know about septic. It's a huge issue that we have to have closure on. So I think
well, I find the question and answer stuff really good, because we're not pros at this stuff, but we have dug up answers. There's people that want questions or have questions we can give answers to. We don't have to be a professional at it, but we can give answers because we've dug, and I think that helps a lot. I like to hear from the public, because they may have questions, and I want questions. I don't want sermons. I've heard too many sermons, and I'm sorry. I want questions, because questions, if we don't have the answer, damn it, we can dig it up. We can find it. That might help us too with different questions. So I like questions and answers.
I'm just suggesting.
No. I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying that's my opinion. Workshops are fine if you could have people sitting at a table by themselves and all sort of things. Small group, maybe the groups sit together. They're the ones that we can. Can we not incorporate these?
Maybe we can.
Because there's a lot of smart people out there.
Absolutely. I'd like to see 10 flip charts, just doing that.
That's great. I like that.
As opposed to 6 people.
Yeah. We have to involve.
And the sermons.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of the sermons. We've heard them all, but we do have to involve people that. There's a lot of people here that never say a thing. I used to be one of them. So. But I see some out here that I want to hear from, and others I don't want to hear a word from. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
I was a teacher for a number of years, and I can tell you there is no such thing as a dumb question. There are a lot of dumb answers, but there are no dumb questions. Like whatever you think you're thinking of asking, ask it, because if you don't ask it, the guy behind you might want to ask the same question. So please, ask the question. Like I've had, I taught Langton College for a number of years, and I did a high school for a year. But you got to have questions, and there is no such thing as a dumb question.
I don't think we're afraid to say I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Said it all these years, and it worked that way. Elizabeth.
I'm wondering if it might be helpful to have a hybrid of the idea of having a presentation with a summary of some of the information we've come up with, because we've all done a lot of work. And people want to hear us articulate that, not just they don't want to just see it in a written form, they want us to communicate it in a synthesized, effective form. But then they may have questions, and maybe it would be helpful for us, maybe all to take a group and talk through any questions that we can answer ourselves individually, but then come back to consolidation of everyone so that we can make about what issues still have not been addressed or what valuable information has been collected in the smaller groups. But I do think that we need to communicate it all corporately as well, because that is the basis for the questions. The questions will be just asked that already have been answered if we just go with the small group format.
I have an idea that something may work, I don't know. If we could pass out some kind of sheets at the beginning of the presentations and have people write down what the questions are. And then we can, during the presentation, somebody can collate it, and then we'll ask the questions and try to get them answers. Does that seem like
You know,
a
it's funny,
possibility?
when we had the Beach of Pines Huron-Woods matter and Huron Place, we did that before the special meeting. We did some trial balloons and found out a number of generic questions and wrote them out with answers. And it saved a lot of time, and people saying, oh, this is great, that's the question I had, and there's the answer. So there are some generic questions that we have heard over and over and over. And it's an idea, it's a great idea.
Why don't we see if we could post that online for the municipality? And that way, sorry, yeah, as a link.
Well, I was just thinking, we may have the opportunity to do it if we do a communications survey too. We could give them opportunity to say, what questions do you want answered
Yeah.
when we get together? Then take one job to do it all.
It would be forest work.
We could do,
Team
I
five.
think- I
Five.
we should address
Should we
this.
leave that with you? Then
Yeah,
try to
absolutely.
come up with a format and,
We get it approved by everyone before
Yeah.
it's sent.
Just remember, keep it simple.
if we're going to have a presentation, I think all of the leaders should be involved in participating in that, so not one person will take the lead.
Yep.
Agreed to that?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Senator Woodridge.
The venue, I imagine we're going to have a large hall such as the school or the Legion.
You said the Legion.
Does everybody agree we prefer the Legion?
There's a bar there.
So
John?
Whatever money we have.
For that, for November 28th?
Which venue holds the
John, you know?
Even.
Oh,
The Legion has better parking.
that's a good thing.
Better parking, that school gets crazy with parking.
Stage.
And you gotta have a stage, and they got a great sound system.
Okay.
So the Legion it is. Any other comments about that? Does anybody have anything else they'd like to bring up before we open up the floor to discussion?
Questions?
Questions, sorry. I've been told at the council meetings now that discussion period is only for questions, so
Points of clarification.
for clarification. Okay,